I am recording this at 5 in the morning, so I apologize if I sound hushed, but today I wanted to narrate one of my blog posts. So, without further ado, I'm going to dive into my top 5 favorite Persona 3 characters. Persona 3 has a special place in my heart, what with its compelling story and lovable characters, and this is what I will be discussing today. Well, my top 5 favorite characters in Persona 3 and why they receive the ranking I have put them in. Heavy spoilers to those who have not yet had a chance to play Persona 3. Continue reading at your own discretion. At number 5 we have Jupe. He seems to be the stereotypical best friend character. However, early game he has a sour attitude and insufferable energy about him. I wanted to like him when I first started playing, but I found myself rolling my eyes more often than not whenever a word left his mouth. Be it his perverted attitude, or his inferiority complex and mass jealousy he has towards Minato, the male main character. He even lashed out at the team after a successful operation and refused to speak to us for a couple weeks, or about a week. Well, I say inferiority complex, but it really isn't that simple. Throughout the game, Junpei shows that he just wants to feel useful and be good at something. To be someone people could rely on. Nobody really took him seriously and would brush him off while praising Minato. Anyone would feel upset at this happening, so his reaction wasn't surprising. It wasn't until after his apology and more story that I started to see his character for what he truly was, after some time. The way I felt about him flip-flopped, and it wasn't until he met Chidori that more of him started to shine through. He genuinely fell in love with this girl, and wasn't just playing some game or making innuendos at her. He genuinely wanted to get to know her, and be there for her. In a sad twist of fate, he loses this girl, and that is when I feel his character arc really rises, and my love for him was set in stone upon beating the answer. Number 4. Shinjiro Aragaki. At number 4 we have Shinjiro. At first glance, I merely like this character design. Beanie on his head, a short maroon pea coat, which happens to be one of my favorite kind of coats. His long brown hair, and acts like he doesn't care attitude, I was all for it. I thought he seemed harsh when we were first introduced to him, but the more he appeared, the more I wanted to know about his character. What was his backstory? What was his goal? What did he want? He was a character I truly was curious about, and I loved seeing his story unfold, and I nearly fell out of my seat in excitement when he joined C's. He was a powerful asset to the team, and I was convinced to allow him into my party, and I loved it. I enjoyed him fighting by my side and smiled whenever he showed up in the story. There was a lot of mystery around him, and it pushed me to keep going in the game to uncover these mysteries. I grew very attached to this character. However, I painfully came to learn of this character's fate. His persona was unstable and killed a young boy's mother, Ken, who also joined C's, and he has been taking pills to suppress his persona's strength, feeling shame and regret for what had happened. On a full moon, Ken asked Shinjiro to meet him to attempt to end his life for vengeance. However, it was not by Ken's hand, but by the hand of the secondary main antagonist, that Shinjiro's life is lost. I had hoped his death would have been a fake-out, as the later Persona games pulled fake-out deaths, and it wasn't until his memorial that I cried for this character. The first tears I shed in this game were for this character whom I grew too attached to. In the portable version on the female route, he replaces Nozomi and is the Moon Arcana social link. You're able to see another side to his character. A softer side to which he shows his care for the safety and well-being of the other members. His love for cooking, and you even get to see new portraits of him that melt your heart. Not only that, but if you get him to rank 10 and speak to him again, to spend more time with him, you can get a romance with him. There is more to him in Portable that I will not explain here. Maybe in another video down the road, since I keep talking about this character. Moving on. Number 3. Akihiko Sonata. I feel tied between Akihiko and Shinjiro because they are both such amazing characters, and childhood best friends. Akihiko has this calm and willful demeanor about him, and he doesn't like sitting back and resting too often. He wants to fight, and he wants to be as strong as he can. He is a champion boxer at Gekkoukan High School, and many females fawn over him. However, this character has a tragic backstory. He lived in the orphanage with Shinjiro and his little sister before tragedy hit and he lost her in a fire. He was powerless to save her, and that is why he trains as hard as he can and when he can. He does not want to feel that powerless ever again and wants to keep those close to him safe. He is a respectful character that holds a place in my heart. He and Shinjiro are very important characters tied in with each other. For Akihiko grows stronger as a character upon losing him and realizes he can't just sit back. He grieved over Shinjiro but realized he had to move on and keep fighting for the others. That was such an emotional scene, and it really drilled in my love for this character. In the female route, Katome or Minako, you get a social link with him as the star, and you see his worry over Minako as their relationship deepens, whether as friends or lovers. You can see that this character really cares deeply for his comrades and is willing to do anything he can to protect them, even sustaining injuries. He's a beloved character and makes number 3 on my list. Number 2, Ryoji Mochizuki, or Pharos. At number 2 we have Pharos, or who is later known as Ryoji Mochizuki. He is this mysterious boy who you meet when you first begin the game and name yourself. At first I was very creeped out by this character, always appearing to me while I slept and talked about the end, and always being with me no matter where I was. I was very unnerved. I came to learn his social link was the Death Arcana and ranked automatically as he progressed through the story. The more his social link went up, the more I warmed up to him. I was still unnerved by his constant appearances while I slept, but I started to enjoy his social link and was happier about seeing it unfold instead of, oh god, he's here again. I would smile when I saw him appear. At some point in the story, you complete his social link, and he states he must go away, and I found myself very upset. I didn't want him to go, and I spent the in-game days wondering when he would come back. However, the game introduces another character, Ryoji Mochizuki. At first glance, I thought his character was very cute, but I quickly grew annoyed with him. He was always flirting with girls and picking them up for dates, and that seemed to just be what his character was about. I rolled my eyes more often than I could count. He made me more frustrated than early Junpei. There's a part in the game when you go to Kyoto and relax in the hot springs. Junpei and Ryoji decided it would be a good idea to stay in the hot springs just in time for the girls to show up. When Ryoji stood up and started shouting, Junpei shoved his face in the water and told him to stop bringing attention to them. I started laughing. Yes! Drown him! And made a point to say aloud that I was going to drown him anytime he annoyed me. There was one part in the game that changed my opinion of him with a quick 180. He is later revealed to be Pharos and was created in the main dungeon's creation. It was a heart-pounding scene and my jaw was agape. Once he was revealed to be Pharos, I apologized to the character and regretted my moments of wishing to drown him. There is a lot more I could say, but I think I'll save that for another video. Number 1. Aegis. At number 1, we have Aegis, my all-time favorite Persona character, tied with another I will talk about in a later video. She has the appearance of a beautiful young woman, and at first glance you would never even suspect that she is an android. She is a weapon to fight against shadows, the main game's adversaries. And she doesn't understand human emotion and speaks in what I can only describe as monotone. Aegis' top priorities are to destroy shadows and remain by your side. Despite not feeling human emotion for quite some time, she feels a deep connection with your character and wants to protect you and keep you safe. As the game begins to progress, she shows more signs of being human, questioning things, feeling sorrow and uncertainty, and even anger. Her changes aren't just the way she feels, but the way she speaks too, as her voice over the course of the game begins to smooth, and she talks normal. She learns to truly care for the team and wishes to do all she can to keep everyone safe from danger. She is a weapon turned human, and my love for her was drilled in once I unlocked her social link in January. The entire time she talks more about what it is like to be human and the way humans think and feel. And she is shown being compassionate towards others and animals. Aegis is one of the warmest and most understanding characters in the game. And at the very last bit of her social link, I shed tears because of how much it warmed my heart. Her social link leads into a romance link, and it became my top favorite. There is a notable point in the game where she is saddened and does not feel she is human, and states, "I cannot even shed a tear for you all." And towards the end of the game, she sheds her first tears. She cries, which finalizes the fact that she is by all means human, and no one can change my mind. Aegis is one of, if not my favorite Persona character of all time. This game was difficult to make a top 5 for, as there were so many characters I loved. Mayhaps I shall yet make another video getting into more detail about these characters and why I love them so much. with examples and quotes from the game itself. Well, that's it for this video. Reading off my post about my favorite game and the characters in the game. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you all continue to commit mayhem.